Return of the 93 Chevy, part 2, or part 1, I guess, return. So I did a video a couple days ago about these things losing spark and fuel, and how you could plug in a distributor and spin it and see if you get spark and fuel out of it. And in the middle of that video, when I was spinning the thing, you could see where the injectors were firing, but the coil was kind of intermittent, and I figured it was just because of the spark distance. It just didn't have enough juice there. So I put this thing together, put a module in it and a coil, and pushed the guy down the road. And so he ended up calling me about an hour later. Truck made it to his mom's house and then wouldn't restart. So I went down there, did some measuring, same type of shit. I didn't have spark, and I measured the pickup coil in the distributor, and it was out of range. So I ended up just sticking that other distributor I had in there, and still just only had fuel. So unplugged the spark connector over there, no spark. I put a parts warranty coil in it. I ran a ground directly to the coil, because that's also a problem that these things have. They ground through the intake, and if that ground is not good, they won't spark. So no spark, no matter what I did, no spark. So towed this thing back up here, and I ordered a PCM for it, because that's the only next thing in the sequence. And so came from Wichita, from O'Reilly's, trying the Power Torque or whatever, Master Pro, whatever their brand is. So put the EEPROM in it, and see, I'll show you what that looks like. Actually, it's cold out here. So this is the PCM. This is what it looks like. You need this part number when you're ordering one, but here's where the memory and the actual CPU sits, right here underneath this cover. When you buy a PCM, it only comes with this box. You have to take the chips out and stick them in your other one, which is already in there. But this is it. So when you order one of these, you're gonna have to pull it out. It just basically has these little clips here, and you just kind of pick it up and pull it out. So that's it. Now, if I had $1 for each one of these that I've put in there, I would probably have $50. These things, they fail, they weren't ever designed to last this long, and this is a 93, so there it is. So plug the new PCM in, and the thing fires right up and runs just fine. But that's what it did last time, but this time it actually has a good strong spark. It's able to illuminate the neon bulb extremely welly. So now what I got here is a coolant leak, because I think I might have bumped the coolant passage where it comes out for the heater core down there. So we're gonna have to address that here. But yeah, so just something to consider here. Now, sometimes you'll get intermittent spark like this. Sometimes you'll get intermittent fuel. Sometimes the check engine light just comes on. There's a whole different plethora of reasons why you might need to put a PCM inside one of these things. So typically I just throw distributors in them, but this time I tried to save the guy a little bit of money, but I ended up putting the distributor in anyway. So I think from now on, I'm just going to put a distributor and a coil in each one of these every time, because it's just worth doing it to save the headache. Tell the guy, hey, listen, I don't want to have to tow this thing back, so this is what we're going to do, or we're not doing it. Or you can do it yourself, either way. So now I gotta get in there and move those hoses around, and I'm just gonna stick a couple welds on that intake manifold outlet, because I'm not gonna sit there and mess with it, because it actually screws in. It's got threads and it's broken, so I'm gonna have to pull the intake to deal with that. So I'm gonna try and put some weld on it, and hopefully that'll hold it, so this guy can get this thing out of here. So yeah, just another point to consider when you're fighting a spark thing. It is possible that it's a PCM, and very likely that it's a PCM. So don't just throw that idea in the trash can.